I'm gonna wipe my with this shit.
Wembanyama, give me that. Give me that. Knicks in 4. I don't give a. Give me 8 all inches on that. Let's go.
Victor Wembanyama, 22 years old. San Antonio Spurs. NBA Finals. On the other side, Jalen Brunson. New York Knicks. Madison Square Garden. The most emotionally volatile, historically starved, culturally loud fan base in professional sports. The Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973. That's 53 years. 53 years of watching other teams celebrate. 53 years of Patrick Ewing coming close and falling short. 53 years of Carmelo Anthony never getting there. 53 years of being the biggest market in basketball with nothing to show for it. And now, finally, they have Jalen Brunson. The guy who bought into the city. The guy who took less money. The guy who delivered. He got them here. And standing in his way is a 22-year-old from France who is about to become one of two things. The most celebrated player in basketball history. Or the most hated man in New York City. There is no in between. To understand what Wembanyama taking this finals would mean, you first have to understand what Brunson means to Knicks fans. Because this isn't just basketball. This is identity.
This building is very special. It brings back a lot of memories. Makes me feel like I'm supposed to be here. This place has an atmosphere about it that's just unmatched. You feel the energy. The same since I was a little kid. Back like we never left.
That's crazy, man. That is wild. All right, it's real now. No going back.
Pulling on Knicks jersey for the first time, it's like a dream come true. I can't really put into words how I'm feeling right now. It's like everything's coming full circle.
All right, so the first one, we'll just do a little bit more serious. We just have you just hold the ball like that. Yep, perfect. Chin down a little bit. All right, yep, there you go.
Seeing myself as a young kid, like Knicks stuff, when my dad was here, looking back at those pictures now makes those moments feel very surreal.
All right, perfect. Now we'll do another pose. Yep. Look up this way. Yep, perfect.
Of course, your dad was a Knick in the late 90s. He's now a Knicks assistant coach. As a little boy, you were around the team a lot.
Me and my dad, he asked me every day, is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? The answer was always yes.
You're around the team, you're around coach. Did you ever think that one day this might be possible?
And I knew anything was possible. It's just one big family for me, and I'm just super excited. Basketball is different here. They call it the Mecca for a reason. That atmosphere is what I'm really excited to be a part of.
About to walk into Dykeman.
Congratulations, bro.
Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate it.
To see what this hype is about.
What's up? Yo, what's good, y'all? What up, New York? I'm Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. But yo, I'm excited to be here, man. Let's get it going.
I think I'm a great fit for the city. The city is all about hardworking people, grinding it out, working as hard as they can. I'm a person with extreme work ethic. People expect a show every time you step onto this floor. And I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Brunson is 6'1" on a good day. He doesn't fly through the air. He's not going to be on any poster. He doesn't have that kind of athleticism. What he has is something far more New York than any of that. He wills things into existence. Pure, relentless, suffocating competitiveness. He looks like a guy you'd see at a pickup run at the Rucker, and then he humiliates everyone on the court. These playoffs? Brunson has been on a mission. Swept Philadelphia in the semis. Swept Cleveland in 4. His composure in clutch moments, his pull-up over 7-footers, his ability to stay locked in while 20,000 people lose their minds around him, that's why New York anointed him. He's not just their best player. He's their king. And now he has to face Wembanyama. And if Wembanyama wins, if he takes the trophy, takes the finals MVP, takes the MO, meant he doesn't just beat Jalen Brunson. He takes something from New York that New York has been waiting 53 years for. That's not a basketball rivalry. That's personal. Let's not dance around this. Knicks fans are not a normal fan base. They are the most intense, most irrational, most emotionally invested group of human beings in professional sports. And I say that with full respect, because it comes from love. Madison Square Garden is the most iconic arena in basketball. When it's loud, and it's always loud when it matters, there is no building on earth like it. Players talk about it all the time. Even opponents admit it. Walking into MSG in a big game is a different experience than anywhere else. The crowd doesn't just cheer. They impose themselves on the game. They get in your head. They make you feel their 53 years of suffering like it is your personal responsibility to. They impose themselves on the game. They get in your head. They make you feel their 53 years of suffering like it is your personal responsibility to fix it. Now imagine Wembanyama walking into that building and winning. Standing at center court. 22 years old, holding the Larry O'Brien Trophy and taking the Finals MVP award. While 20,000 Knicks fans watch in complete, devastated silence. The internet will not survive it.
Unpack this.
Yeah.
I'm with Paul on this because of the argument that y'all are laying out. It's going to be huge for New York City. It's going to be huge for Jalen Brunson. Those are things I agree with. But Wemby, this thing is going global if he wins this championship. If he wins this championship, it's gonna be world news. It's gonna be impactful world news, and some of that comes with him being an international player and having that background. And so, yeah, I'm with P now. At first, and when we started,
We do think Wemby has more to gain.
So, yeah, because when we started the conversation, I thought both of these guys got a lot to gain from winning the NBA championship. But now when we talk about it, like New York City is gonna care for sure. The NBA community is gonna care for sure. But if Wemby wins, this is gonna cross over.
New York fans don't forgive. They don't forget. They don't move on with grace. When the Knicks lose, the city mourns like it's a state funeral. And Wembanyama, quiet, composed, almost zen in big moments, is the perfect foil for all of that energy. Because he wouldn't even react to it. He would just play. He would just win. And that calm, unbothered dominance? That would make Knicks fans even more furious. You think SGA got heat for flopping? Wait until Knicks Twitter gets a full final series of Wembanyama ending their team. Now the actual basketball. Because this finals matchup is one of the most fascinating we've seen in years. Brunson versus Wembanyama is a direct collision between two completely different ideas about what makes a player great. Brunson represents the belief that skill, IQ, and competitive will can overcome any physical disadvantage. He's been proving it his entire career. Quick first step, pull-up jumper over anyone, late-game composure that looks almost supernatural. Brunson believes, and has proven, that the game is more mental than physical at the highest level. Wembanyama represents the opposite argument. That when physical gifts reach a certain extreme, they become their own form of genius. That a player who is 7'4", with an 8-foot wingspan, who shoots threes, passes out of double teams, and blocks shots from the weak side, he's not beating your system, he's making your system irrelevant. Brunson trying to score on Wembanyama in the paint is one of the most interesting problems. In the offensive side of basketball right now, Brunson loves getting to his spots and finishing through contact. But Wemby contests shots from angles that shouldn't physically exist. The 8-foot wingspan alone changes the geometry of every single drive. And on the other end, what do the Knicks do with Wembanyama? They can't small ball him, they can't switch him onto a perimeter player and hide him, he'll post up whoever they put on him, or step out to the three-point line and shoot over them. Every possession, New York is giving up something. The question is whether Brunson can outscore the damage. San Antonio are 62.6% favorites at home in Game 1. That number tells you how the league views this matchup. And here's the heart of it. If Victor Wembanyama wins the 2026 NBA Finals and takes the Finals MVP at 22 years old, in year 3, the historical conversation doesn't just begin. It goes somewhere no player has ever reached this early. Ever. Let's run the comparisons. Magic Johnson won a title and Finals MVP at 20, that's the closest parallel. But Magic had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Lakers were already a championship-caliber roster around him. It wasn't all Magic. Wembanyama's Spurs are a good team, clearly, they just beat the 1 seed in 7 games, but this is Wembanyama's team. He is the reason they're here. There is no Kareem on this roster. If San Antonio wins, the Finals MVP isn't a debate, it's Wemby, full stop. Kobe Bryant? His first 3 rings came without a Finals MVP. Those went to Shaq. Kobe didn't win his own Finals MVP until 2009, when he was 30 years old. Wemby would be doing at 22 what Kobe didn't achieve until 30. LeBron James? First Finals MVP came at 27. His first Finals appearance at 22 ended in a sweep and a loss. Wemby would be doing at 22 what LeBron didn't achieve until 27. Kevin Durant? First ring and first Finals MVP at 28. Giannis Antetokounmpo? First ring and first Finals MVP at 26. Wemby jumps every single one of those timelines by at least 5 years, and he does it against a team, a city, and a player that the entire basketball world was rooting for. That matters, because it's easy to win against a small market. It's easy to win against a team nobody cares about. When you win against New York, when you take it from Jalen Brunson and 53 years of hunger and 20,000 screaming fans, the win carries extra weight. History remembers the villain. History remembers the moment. And Wembanyama standing in Madison Square Garden with Larry O'Brien would be one of the most iconic images this sport has ever produced. The all-time conversation usually takes decades to enter. You need rings, you need consistency, you need longevity. Jordan built his case over 15 years. LeBron built his over 20. But if Wemby wins these finals, the question stops being could he be the greatest ever someday? The question becomes, at what point do we start this argument for real? And the answer would be right now. Game 1. Today's night at the moment he steps on the floor. There is one more dimension to this that nobody is talking about. Victor Wembanyama is likable, he's quiet, thoughtful, and he genuinely seems unbothered by the pressure and the hype. He doesn't really trash talk. He doesn't have a social media persona built for controversy. He just plays basketball in a way that makes your jaw drop. And then he goes home. That makes him the perfect villain for New York. Because Knicks fans don't need you to be antagonistic. They don't need you to talk trash. They just need you to stand between them and their championship. That's really enough, the city does the rest. If Wemby beats the Knicks, if he dismantles Brunson over 6 or 7 games, if he drops 40 points in MSG, if he swats some iconic shot at the rim that ends a New York rally, he becomes the villain of an entire city overnight. Not because he did anything wrong. Simply because he was better. And that villain status actually helps his legacy. Because the players who beat New York are remembered forever. The players who win in iconic buildings and iconic moments against beloved underdogs, those are the ones who get the documentaries and the retrospectives and 30 years of highlight reels. Wemby winning this finals doesn't just make him a champion. It makes him a story. The 22-year-old who walked into Madison Square Garden and silenced the loudest building in basketball. The kid from France who ended 53 years of Knicks heartbreak by being simply, incomprehensibly, historically better than everyone else. That story writes itself into the DNA of this sport immediately. It doesn't matter that he's only played 3 years. It doesn't matter that this is just the beginning. The finals is where legends are made or deferred. And Victor Wembanyama is one series away from beginning a legend so large that the sport won't finish processing it for 20 years. Game 1 is today, San Antonio at home. Jalen Brunson and New York have earned their moment. But Wemby is about to try to take it from them, and if he does, nothing in basketball will ever look the same again.